This is the 10th International Yoga Day which we are celebrating. Yoga became this much popular in the whole world only because of a fruitful intervention of our mother nation through our Honorable Prime Minister. Otherwise, yoga would have been a physical exercise or practice confined to our nation alone. That too in some of the institutions or some yoga schools. But we all remember that great day in 2014, September 27. Our Honorable Prime Minister visited UNO, United Nations Organization, and addressed its General Assembly. During his discourse, he mentioned it clearly about yoga and the importance and salient features, significance of yoga, which is an invaluable gift or contribution of Sanatana Bharata. Yoga is ours, of course, but it's a wealth of the whole world. You know, Bharat or Bharatiya rishis never patented any of their creations. It is a modern day phenomenon. Patenting the work, patenting the product, patenting the exercise, patenting planned, and having the money, material benefits out of it, who all are using it in one way or another. It's a modern day Western phenomenon. But as far as Bharata is concerned, our great Rashtra is concerned, our great rishis, saints and sannyasins are concerned, whatever they have done is being devoted to the whole world. It can be used freely forever by anyone. Have you seen anywhere in Mahabharata or Ramayana or Upanishad that it has been created by so and so, and those who are reading it, making use of this Grantha, should pay 10 rupees always, and it is to be remitted in this particular account, or this code is to be used? No, we haven't seen. In the same way, when all our rishis and later on Patanjali created this yoga, and they never patented it. That's why respected Pradhana Mantri mentioned it. This is the gift and this is the contribution of Sanatana Dharma, but it is for all. It is an invaluable wealth for all. And then he said that through this yoga practice, we can unite ourselves with the universal self. Ourself uniting with the universal self. That is yoga. You know, you all are celebrating this yoga every day on June 21st for the last at least 10 years. There you are hearing these type of speeches at all times. When you analyze the yoga word etymological explanation of yoga, if you go deep into it, it evolved out of one particular Sanskrit dhatu or root known as yuj. What is the meaning of yuj? Yuj means to unite, to yoke, to one with what? Our self is to be merged with the universal self. What is the way? It is through society. We are considering the self is not a separate, exclusive part and the sole honor of this whole universe. It is a Semitic Abrahamic concept that man is the sole honor and proprietor and the beneficiary of all creations. So he can exploit the world, exploit the nature. That is the teaching of the Western philosophies. I don't want to go deep into that. But our philosophy says Ourself is not the sole proprietor of all this world. We cannot use it all unburdened. It cannot be. We have to use it as if it has been given to us as a trustee only. And as self, we have to develop ourselves into the entity of the society. That means the nation. And we have to develop our identity, our self-consciousness, and it is to be transmitted to the nature. And we have to feel that we are one with the nature. Then there will not be any exploitation. Those who taught that this whole creation has been made for yourself only, you can use it forever, those people are the main reason for the exploitation of the nature, the environment and all. But in our teachings, it is being taught to us, and it is the correct thing also. We are part of this nature, or nature is our part. And through nature, we have to merge ourselves with the Almighty. So the main theme, of course, two themes, one main theme and one sub-theme is being taken for this year's Yoga International Day. One is yoga for self and society. Self and society. And a sub-theme, because women is a part of the society, and we all have to try, all together have to try the empowerment of the women. As far as women also, in our great tradition, we never consider women was produced or created after man, from man, for man. That's also an Abrahamic Western alien concept. Their concept of women, women is being created after man. The Almighty, their Almighty has created only man. And all building materials were exhausted. Almighty hasn't got any material left to build anything else. And the Purusha or the man was alone, all alone in the nature. And he felt bored. He approached Almighty and requested him, Prarthana Kiya. And he requested the Almighty to create a companion for me. See, you have to understand, man requested a companion for him to diminish, to stop the boredom. And then God or the Almighty of the Western philosophies, ideologies, he also felt that God also felt that I have done a mistake. I have created man alone. So he is to be supplied with a companion. But there is no building materials left. And in a lesser joke, I am saying the building materials. So what is to be done? He asked the man to sleep, and I will make some arrangements for it. When the man slept, God approached him and took one of the lowermost rib and made women. That is the concept. I am not talking against any religion. That is the childish concept of Genesis, the creation of the Western philosophies. They said, in a way, they have proved women was created after men, for men, from men. So, first of all, I have mentioned in some words about the exploitation of the nature and how it was evolved. And the women exploitation of the whole world has also started from this untrue, faulty, erroneous prapancha concept, universal concept of them. So the exploitation is going on. But as far as Bharatiya Sanatana Dharma concept, women and men are formed out of Ishwar. Ishwar hasn't created. Ishwar himself have divided into two. One as man and another was as women. So it is supplementary or complementary each other. None of it has been created for the nest, for the other, after it or for it. It was formed, evolved out of. This is the main concept of Bharatiya philosophy. It says that Ishwar himself, Brahma, just like it was a dicotyledon seed, it thought that Ekoham Bahusyamaha. I am one, I have to become many. At that moment, man and women was evolved out of Ishwar. Ishwar somewhere sitting and creating man, no. In Bharatiya philosophy, in Vidyaniketan's philosophy, man and women are evolved out of Ishwar at the same moment. That is why we are believing in Yatra Naryastu Pujjande Ramante Tatra Devata. That's our concept. And that is why we believe Shakti Sahitame Shivam Shivam, Shakti Vihinam Shavam Shavam. When we write Shivam, Sha, after Sha there will be one another symbol. That symbol denotes Stri or Shakti. If it is being removed from Shivam, it becomes Shavam. Shavam will be transformed into Shivam through Stri, the Shakti. That is the greatest concept of Bharat regarding women. But because of so many reasons in between, women were being neglected. Because of the Western influence, of Western philosophical influence, women were neglected and they were exploited forever. That's why in the medieval period, I don't want to go deep into that reasons, but women were not allowed to teach our great philosophy, scriptures, Sanskrit and everything. That is the main reason of the debilitation of our nation. Decrease in strength, making use of that Durbalavastha. Westerners came, first of all, enemies came from Kabul and then came from Europe. They all conquered us because the society itself was weakened. Now it's high time to make our society strong. For that, women empowerment is the greatest need of the hour. So, in this year, International Yoga Day put before the public, the whole world, a theme which is very much relevant, that is women empowerment. The present government, which is continuing for 10 plus years, always give much importance to women empowerment. That is why in our army, in our navy, in our air force, everywhere, in the key positions now women have emerged. And entrepreneurs, scientists, those who are working behind our Chandrayana or Mangalayana, the aerospace, everywhere women are getting much importance and they are presenting their acumen, their skill, that's it. So this theme itself has got very great relevance. Of course, the main theme, self and society, that I have already explained. Our self is to be developed, evolved into the society and merge with the Almighty. Uniting individual self into the universal self is actually yoga. Uniting is yoga. Yoga is not mere physical exercise. It is far beyond that. Far beyond that. It is a transforming science. Our individual self is being transformed through proper practice of yoga. We can develop our skills. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Yoga karmasu kaushalam. Our action will be excellent. We will get the acumen, the expertise of the action, and that is known as yoga. That is far beyond the physical exercise. So for that purpose also yoga is to be used. Now today, we are celebrating that power of yoga today. The transformation power of yoga. Is it a correct statement? You are students. You are thinking community. You have to think whether these words are correct or not. Go through the scientific magazines, mainly concentrating upon the health, the frontiers of the health, complementary medicines, alternative medicine, so many such magazines are there, internationally acclaimed magazine. If you go deep into that magazines, issue after issue, it is mentioning about the greatness of yoga. It is all concerned with you. So many surveys and scientific experiments were conducted among the students who are practicing yoga and among students who are not regularly practicing yoga. And all those experiments have proved, without even an iota, they have proved that those students who are practicing yoga have enhanced their capacity to study, their concentration ability, focusing ability. That is the main thing as far as a student is needed. Those who are hearing me, those who are attentively hearing me will get something from it. But those who can't concentrate upon this speech, they are not going to get anything from this. Concentration is the main thing. Focusing is the main thing. Through yoga, we can concentrate and enhance our cognition ability. Cognition ability will be increased. Those who are engaged in the education field will know the true meaning of these words. And also, now another experiment was done, that is retention of our memory. For a time period, see, so many things are being memorized by our repeated learning. Repeating it for some times, it will be memorized. But the retention or the lifetime of that memory is very less up to the examination. It will not last forever. Those who are continuously giving effort on the text, our chapters, our lessons, can memorize so many things, and we can do it, we can write it in the answer paper, that's for sure. But just after the examination, those lessons which we have learned will not remain in our memory. That is the retention of the memory level. That will be enhanced 1,000 times in the students who are practicing yoga continuously. It has been mentioned in the International Journal for Health. It has been clearly mentioned. Another thing that you shall not practice here, that is the sound sleep. No one shall sleep now. In the night we have to sleep. Sound sleep will provide us great intellectual powers, our focusing power. In order to overcome the stress level, that is the main problem which students are facing nowadays. Stress. Examination is coming and the parents are very much after us. Teachers are also continuously pestering us, and that made so many stress and tension in our mind. That is also affecting our nerve capacity. It can be overcome only through the activation of some sort of nerves, parasympathetic nerves and all. These parasympathetic nerves can be activated through regular yoga practice only. So, what all are the pestering of our teachers and all the questioning of the parents, we will not be fallen into the trap of the stress or tension. So yoga can increase your intellectual power, your concentration, your focusing ability, your sound sleep capacity, retention of the memory through these type of regular exercises, through this yoga. So yoga will create proper students. So we are all remembering great personalities like Swami Vivekananda and Maharishi Aurobindo and all. How great are their works? How many books they have completed? How many books they have memorized? They all devoted that great power of intelligence to our development for the nation. What was the clear and real force behind that? Swami Vivekananda used to say, yoga, the regular practice of yoga. So make it a point. Please shall not make it a one day event in 1 year. Make it as a regular practice. Through that, your intellectual capacity, your output, your education, qualification, everything will be enhanced for sure. And we will become free. Freedom is the greatest thing, is it not? We all are working. The education itself is for the ultimate freedom. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. That's the greatest slogan of education, vidya, of our culture. Sa vidya. Who is vidya? That which emancipates us is the vidya. Yoga also emancipates you from all sort of burdens, all sort of bindings. Swami Vivekananda once said about Chatur Yoga, 4 yoga pathadis. He said, I'm quoting, each soul is potentially divine. That's the first lesson which we are teaching. We are not considering ourselves as papis, sinners. We are considering ourselves as a potentially divine. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to emancipate, manifest that divinity from within by controlling our nature, internal and external. Do it either by work or worship or controlling the mind or philosophy. And through one or more or all and be free. Swami Vivekananda talked about the Yoga Chatusthaya. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal is to manifest the divinity within by controlling external and internal. By what method? Work, Karma Yoga. Worship, Bhakti Yoga. Controlling the mind, Raja Yoga. And philosophy, that is Jnana Yoga. Through one or more or all and be free. That is the ultimate aim of the yoga. So through this, our self can be evolved, our powers can be emancipated, and our educational skills, memory skill will be enhanced. So all must concentrate on this, and through this, we can face the modern day menace, all sort of menaces, all sort of attacks from outside towards us. We can face it. Take it from me. Not only our physical or mental problems. The coming problems can also be solved. Recently there is a book. I will conclude my speech by quoting that book. The book's name, I would like to request you all to go through that book. I think it will be in our library also. Otherwise, the authorities must purchase one book. 21 lessons for the 21st century. 21 lessons for, this is 21st century. That great Jew thinker, Professor Yuval Noah Harari, wrote a book in the name 21 lessons for the 21st century. He was discussing about the modern day problems, especially through the AI, artificial intelligence and technological advancement and modern day sciences. How it is controlling our mind and how it is being tamed for their purpose. How it is, our mind is being tamed by some elite sitting somewhere else, is controlling us. It's a great menace. Even the democracies are being destroyed by the artificial intelligence. Recently conducted Bharat Parliament election has also been somehow influenced by some Western agencies through artificial intelligence and machine learning mechanisms. Anyway, that's not our issue. But Yuval Noah Harari, while discussing in 20 lessons, the first 20 lessons about all these problems and the evolving problems and everything, and he starts his last lesson with this sentence. My reader may think, I am quoting, my reader may think that I am only presenting problems before you. I am not considering that all technological advancement is a problem. But if you are not using it properly, it will for sure will become a problem. How it can be solved? What is the solution? That part is to be taken into our mind. Harari, who is the greatest author of Homo sapiens and all, Harari is saying the solution is within you. Before some elite sitting somewhere in any corner of this universe control your mind, you have to control your mind. That's the solution. Hearing it is very simple. You have to take your mind into your hand. For that, what is to be done? Yoga and meditation is the only way to control your mind, to take away it out of the control of some aliens, others sitting somewhere. So you have to control your mind through yoga and meditation. It has been said by a great anthropologist, great thinker, philosopher, Yuval Noah Harari of Israel. It's a big seller book. Anyway, yoga has got so many significances. That's why Adaraniya Pradhana Mantri has said in his speech in UNO, later on his suggestion has been approved through a resolution, and on December 11, 2014, and decided to conduct International Yoga Day on June 21st for all youth. That has been decided. So yoga has got that power. It is our invaluable contribution to the whole world, but it is owned by all. Owned by all. It is a wealth, invaluable wealth for all. Such a wealth is in our hand. Make use of it. You have to follow it properly and develop others into a perfect human being. And also we have to develop ourselves into an integral personality which merge with the Almighty God and the great divine spirit. That's what which I have to say. I don't know I have talked too much or not. Anyway, I am concluding here. Namaskar. Vande Mataram.